Okay, so here we study about the plaster of Paris. Chemically, plaster of Paris is calcium sulfate hemihydrate. So, what is another name for the plaster of Paris? Calcium sulfate hemihydrate. What is its chemical formula? No, calcium sulfate means CaSO4. Okay, calcium sulfate hemihydrate. Hemi means half H2O. H2O hydrate, water. H means hydrogen, hydrogen dioxide, water. Hydrated means water. Okay, hemihydrate. Or like this also we can write formula. CaSO4 twice full stop and H2O. Okay, like this also we can write the formula. So this is the formula for the plaster of Paris. So it is found by heating gypsum at 100 degrees Celsius. Gypsum means what? Black color stones we use chips to prepare the house, concrete house, cement, and some black color chips like small chips. It is called as a gypsum. To make the houses we use small stones which is in black color. It is called as a gypsum. So how do we get the plaster of Paris means when the gypsum is heated at the 100 degrees Celsius, we get the plaster of Paris. So gypsum formula is what? Calcium sulfate hydrate. Hydrated calcium sulfate into 2H2O. When we heat this one at 100 degrees Celsius, we get the calcium sulfate hemihydrate, plaster of Paris. Here two water molecules are there. Half water molecule and 1.5 water molecule is another separated. Okay, so this is the plaster of Paris. Plaster of Paris is a white powder and on mixing with water it changes once again to gypsum, giving a hard and solid mass. So plaster of Paris it will be like a white powder. We say white cement so that one plaster of Paris, it like a white powder, and when mixing mostly it is used in the to paste the tiles in those things so it is, and mixing with the water again it will be changing into gypsum. It seems it will become a hard. Okay, CaSO4 half H2O plus 1.5 H2O. For example, you see the cement is a powder. If it is mixed with the water, when it is react with the water, immediately it becomes hard so like that only plaster of Paris is a white cement. It also when it is again mixed with the water, it will be becoming hard substance, giving a hard solid mass. Okay, so this is the one. CaSO4 half H2O, again if it is mixing with the water, again this product we get reverse we get like this. So uses of plaster of Paris, it is used by doctors for supporting fractured bones in the right position. If the bones are fractured means to keep the bones in the right position, this is used, and is used for making toys and idols. Idols means what? Statues that we worship, gods, goddess, used to make casts and models, and used in making chalk. Our chalks are then chalk pieces we are writing on the board. It is also prepared by the plaster of Paris. When idols made of plaster of Paris are immersed in lakes, ponds and rivers. For example, in the Vinayaka Chavati time, Ganapati we keep in the water so that is immersed, kept in the lakes, ponds and rivers. They pollute the water source. They are polluting the water source. Good water they are polluting. In your classroom, form groups and discuss how these idols cause water pollution. These days, to counter this problem of water pollution, people are encouraged to buy idols made up of clay instead. That is why plaster of Paris, cement so it is very harmful for the water. Water will be polluted, it will be melting in the water, and some colors also pour. These colors also pollute the water, so it is not good for the water. That is why nowadays all are encouraging to make the idols, statues and Ganapati with the clay, with the mud. Okay, so that it will not, when we keep in the water also, water will not be affected, water will not spoil. Then bleaching powder. Okay, so bleaching, chemically bleaching powder is known as a calcium oxychloride. All these names you should remember, very important. So here you write bleaching powder, another name is what? Calcium oxychloride. chloride. Plaster of Paris means what is another name? Plaster of Paris, calcium sulfate hemihydrate. Bleaching powder another name is calcium oxychloride. Okay, surely will have exam in the school, one exam, so listen carefully. It is also referred as a chloride of lime. Bleaching powder is produced by the action of chlorine gas on dry slacked lime. From the limestone it is prepared, it seems. Bleaching powder na slacked lime. Okay, CaOH twice means calcium hydroxide. Another name is what? Slacked lime, limestone, calcium hydroxide. And when it is reacted with the chlorine gas, it is forming the bleaching powder, CaOCl2 and water. Okay, so it is a white powder having a yellowish ting with a strong smell of chlorine. It has the strong smell of chlorine. Which one? Bleaching powder. When left in the open, it reacts with the carbon dioxide, it releases chlorine gas. So since it is prepared with the chlorine gas, when it is left open bleaching powder, it will be releasing it react with the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere and releases the chlorine gas. So, and we get the calcium carbonate. Okay, so what the uses of the bleaching powder? For bleaching cotton in the textile industry, this bleaching action is due to the chlorine gas released by bleaching powder. Okay, in textile industry they use the bleaching powder. Okay, for the cotton, bleaching the cotton. And for bleaching wood pulp in paper factories, in the paper factories also it is used. And for disinfecting drinking water, disinfecting means since the bleaching powder has the chlorine, so chlorine will help to kill the germs in the water. Disinfect means remove the infection from the water. So which property of plaster of Paris is reason why doctors use it in the setting fractures? So why they use the plaster of Paris? To set the fractures. Okay, so it has the it supports the bones. Okay, it has the property of like gum. And name the substance that react with the chlorine to give bleaching powder. Which one reacts with the name the substance that reacts with the chlorine to give bleaching powder? So when the chlorine is reacting with which one? Slacked lime, sodium hydroxide, then it is forming the bleaching powder. Okay, calcium oxychloride. Thank you, students.